Why yes, it's a tier list, because who isn't sick of those already? Now, you may be asking yourself,
hasn't this been done a billion times already? Wouldn't making your own mean that you're just trying to bandwagon for easy views?
It's true. All of it.
well, too bad. I need the views. You got cornflakes, you got frosted flakes, you got Wheaties, you got Cheerios, you got Kix, you got Alphabets, you got Lucky Charms, you got Raisin Bran, you got Sucks Nuts, you got Captain Crunch, you got all kinds of cereals. Like, we have to whittle this stuff down. There's too many to list. So, alright, let's go ahead and set some ground rules for this bitch. I can only rate what I've eaten, so no weird location-specific stuff, or any branding-related shit. So, yeah, sorry, bootios. Also, no variants of main brand cereals, so, oh shit, we f***ed up and Jesus in a box. Yep, you're out of the running. There's like a billion of these things, so we're only sticking to the good old tried and true, the ones that withstood the test of time. However, the amount of variants and types will be taken into consideration. No off-brand shit either, no discontinued products, and like you can't discuss these properly if nobody else has an informed opinion on those. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first on the chopping block, we have Cheerios. It's one of the most generic cereals out there, but it's got 20 different types. 28 if you can count the discontinued ones. But it gets points for being heart healthy, and also minus points for not putting me out of my misery sooner. So, C tier. You get C tier. If you disagree, then you can suck my honey nuts. And now we have Kix. It's kid tested, mother approved, sucks my ass. It's the Lay's potato chips of cereals in the sense that there is more air and filler than there is flavor. They can be pretty good if hate yourself and lack taste buds. D tier. Okay, for this next set, I'm rating 3 at a time because they're all fairly similar in nature here. So we got Corn Flakes, Frosted Flakes, and Wheaties. Corn Flakes, it's a classic, but the other ones just make it better. All they did was take Corn Flakes and make them edible or good. It's also proof that evolution exists. It's like Frosted Flakes gets A tier for obvious reasons. Wheaties gets C, and Corn Flakes can get D. Alright, next we got Alphabets and Lucky Charm. They're nearly identical. Like, the main difference between the two is that Lucky Charms has styrofoam and Alphabets doesn't. Seriously, like, biting into those marshmallows feels like you're scratching a chalkboard. It's like Lucky Charms took the calculated risk, but they were never really all that good at math. So Lucky Charms can have a C tier, and then Alphabets didn't even go out of its way to do anything special, so they also get C tier. Raisin Bran. Alright, so Raisin F tier. But McDavidav, it's good for you. No. No kid with a pre-adolescent brain eats cereal for nutritional value. No one's going to convince me that, ever. Nor are they intentionally trying for a bowel movement. Raisin Bran will physically aid you. Captain Crunch. It's tasty, and its mascot would kick any other mascot's ass. Look at him. He's seen some shit. The only true downside to this one is the texture. This one is like putting a cheese grater to the roof of your mouth. But hey, once you get past the blood, this one stomps most competition. A tier, baby. Alright, another two that are pretty similar in nature here is Cocoa Puffs and Reese's Puffs. It's like you got chocolate to start the day. Like, that's just how it's done. So, Cocoa Puffs can have an S tier. But wait a minute. They added peanut butter? Boom! Reese's Puffs gets S tier. Cocoa Puffs can have A tier. Like, seriously, they combined Cocoa Puffs with Jesus in a box here to make this masterclass of cereal fast and shit. And as a bonus, you get peanut butter chocolate milk when you're finished. They thought of everything! Humanity has peaked. Next up, we got Trix. Trix for kids is right. While it probably sports the most original and varied look, at least it used to, this shit tastes like fruity cough syrup. D tier. Alright, we got Apple Jacks and Oreo O's. Let's say they're two sides of the same coin. I mean, look at this shit. They're damn near identical in everything but color. But one's chocolate and the other one is what Apple Jacks told you it was. So, I mean, which is it? Was the ring apple? Were the bits apple? Or was it just apple with more apple? They omitted the truth here, I'm sure of it. Oreos, A tier. Apple Jacks, B tier. Honey Bunches of Oats. Proof that I'm probably older than I actually am. I like this one, personally. Points for taste? Also, minus points for my geriatric sense of taste. B tier. And Cookie Crisp. I feel like the novelty of cookies for breakfast was what sold this one. I mean, it convinced my dumb ass. A tier. Next we have up Life. Regular, plain old Life. Well, consider yours ended. F tier. And now we got Corn Pops. It's got a satisfying crunch. Actual flavor. And they didn't sog instantaneously. It's probably going to be the most controversial pick on my list, but I'm putting it in the S tier. Don't let the word corn in its name fool you. This cereal bangs. Frosted Mini Wheats. It's one of the most deceptive cereals in history. Every box was a gamble. If you actually got the frosted pieces, it was edible. But holy hell, if you got skimped on, it sucked ass. It was like chewing on a flavorless Brillo pad for 30 straight seconds. D tier. And now we got Honeycomb. Barely existent flavor, but these things always seem to act like sponges when you add milk. They were instantly soggy once you added. Like, hell, I'd almost argue they were soggy before you added it. D tier. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. S tier. No doubt about it. You got cinnamon. You got sugar. You got premature stomach ulcers. Yeah. Goldengrams. I feel this one aged a bit more poorly than most. And the flavor's still solid, but its milk resistance sucks. If you don't pour it directly down your throat, you have mere seconds to eat this before it turns into a slurry. B tier. Okay, I'm lumping both of these into a single category here. You have Golden Crisp and Honey Smacks. Like, both Post and Kellogg were like the two dominators in the cereal market, so they're pretty much identical to one another. In terms of the actual cereal itself, there was always something off about the texture to me with these. It was like biting into something that was pretending to be cereal. Like, it's hard to explain. But if there was an edge to give, it would go to Smacks because Adam West immortalized them in Family Guy. D tier. And Rice Krispies. It's one of the most plain cereals out there. But it does, however, score points for versatility. Rice Krispie treats are the shit. No one can argue them. And I understand you could do that with more cereals, but come on. This was the OG. This is the one that started that whole trend. So C tier for them. And last, but most certainly least, we have Grape Nuts. Without a doubt, this goes straight to the S tier on my shit list. This stuff tastes like someone took a dump, rolled it in sawdust, and then let it bake in the desert sun for 2 weeks. Like, this was always Grandma's backup plan. If she didn't want the kids eating all the cereal in the house, the shelves were just absolutely lined to the brim with this shit. Triple F, without a doubt. And that pretty much wraps up our list. Think you know better? Feel free to share your objectively wrong opinions in the comments below. Until next time.